Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yolanda Kumalo of Style Me Violet, and today we're doing another one brand tutorial. So on today's one brand tutorial, I'm going to be featuring Makeup Revolution. Now, if you haven't heard of Makeup Revolution, it is a UK brand, so it is international, and they recently got into South Africa. I think it's about maybe a year or two now, and they are really one of those brands that didn't just come and give us like really basic products. They came in and they gave us really nice range in terms of products that they offer. You can find them at your click stores as well as Take a Lot, but they have recently launched a website called beautybound.co.za where they stock a wide range of products. They're really popular with collaborating with your international influencers and makeup artists, so you are in for a treat. Their products are really good. I have been using them a while. You've seen them on my videos, and I'm gonna mix some old and some new and create a really just beautiful classic glamorous makeup look, a neutral eye, because you guys said you wanted to see a more neutral kind of look. So I'm going to be doing very neutral but very glamorous eye makeup look, and I hope you guys can follow along. And yeah, let me stop babbling, and yeah, let's start the video. I'm going to start with my brows, and I'm going to be using their brow pencil, and this is just their regular brow pencil. I think this is the only one that they have, and I am in the shade dark brown, and it has the product on one side and then it has a spoolie on one side, and you've seen this pencil quite a bit on my channel as well. I'm going to just clean up the brows using the Conceal and Define concealer, and this is this concealer over here, which I have been using for some time now. I'm sure you see this on my videos all the time. And I am in the shade C12, or I am using the shade C12, and I'm just gonna use that to clean under my brows. I'm gonna go on and just put the concealer on my eyelid, and I'm gonna be using this as an eyeshadow base. It is a full coverage concealer. Luxury powder in banana, and I'm just gonna dip my sponge on the top here and just kind of set that concealer, as well as go over my brow to just take off the shine. For eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using my Sophx palette. This I've had like forever, and then I'm also gonna use my new which was this one, the Forever Flawless Eutopia palette, and I'm just gonna be using the shimmer shades in this palette because I think they are so stunning. Please don't mind that it's messy. I've been playing around with it. Yeah, so there's a lot of fallout in this palette, as well as just the most beautiful foil shadows, and they are like glittery, and they're just really beautiful. You're gonna see. And then I'm gonna be going in with Sophx as well. Okay, so both my palettes are like, but I love them. You can tell I really use this stuff because it's a mess. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is to go into this brown shadow. Let me just show you this brown shadow here. And oh, by the way, I'm using eyeshadow guides because I just like the look that they give me, so I wanted to like, yeah, play with them too. So I'm gonna take that brown shade, and all I'm gonna do is just place it just on the lid, on the outer corner. And then I'm going to go in and place on the inner corner as well. Just kind of a third along the way at this point. Then I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm going to blend the edges of that eyeshadow. And I'm going to blend it into the crease. I'm gonna go into this shade over here and just get a little bit of that just to kind of help blend the edge of that brown shadow up. Yeah. I'm then now gonna go into the Utopia palette, and with a flat brush I'm just gonna go into the shade Zen, which is the shade up here, and I don't know if it shows, but it looks like there's like specks of glitter in it, and I just love how it kind of shows up on the lid. I'm gonna start with the brush because I just want to kind of mark out where I'm going to stop, because these work so well if you use a finger. All I'm gonna do is just at the center of the eyelid, I'm going to just pat it on, and it's gonna go all the way up, kind of overlapping into the crease. And then I'm gonna just kind of keep stamping around to kind of blend those edges out. I'm gonna take that brush that I used to place the dark brown liner, and I'm just gonna kind of blend the brown onto that shimmer, just to try and kind of soften that line a bit. And then again with my finger again, just stamp over that. Alright, I'm gonna go into the black eyeshadow in the Sophx palette and just use that to kind of stamp liner along the lash line. Okay, I'm gonna remove the tape now. Okay, I'm gonna prime using the Pore Blur Primer, and I'm just gonna put this, and this is like a mousse kind of primer, if you can see that, and I'm just gonna put that just near my nose because that's where I have most pores. Other than that, I don't need this anywhere else. Just gonna press it in with the sponge. So next I'm gonna go in with foundation, and I'm gonna be using the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. It looks like this, and I picked up the shade F13, and it comes in a doe foot applicator, and I'm just going to place this on the lower half first. I'm going to use a brush to blend this out because I just want to see how well it does with the brush. Okay, this is what the first layer looks like. Like, I'm getting very good coverage for what I thought I was doing, because I was trying to like do it a little bit sheer. I'm gonna go in and just go over the parts that are a little bit stubborn. It's got very good coverage. I'm not gonna go on my forehead anymore. I'm just gonna stipple it on. This has very good coverage, and it's incredibly lightweight for a full coverage foundation. Like, incredibly lightweight. I'm gonna go in with the concealer just to highlight under eye. I'm literally running out of this concealer. I'm gonna do a bit of my forehead, then the center of my nose, my chin, and upper lip. Alright, I'm gonna go into a pressed powder. This is the Bacon Blot pressed powder. It's in Banana Deep, and I'm gonna use this to just brighten under eye. I'm just gonna take it lightly on the foundation brush and just kind of pat it in where I place concealer. I'm gonna be using a face palette that's got bronzer, blush, and highlight, and that is the Patricia Brightx Revolution, or Makeup Revolution X Patricia Brightx, that collab. And I'm gonna go into the bronzer with a blush brush. Now these are really pigmented, so like you have to go real light with this, otherwise you're gonna look crazy. So I'm just gonna go in and place that bronzer on my cheek, and it's really warm, and this is the lightest shade, by the way, of the two. And this one is called You Are Gold. Like, I literally one tap and dust off, and this is the result. That's how pigmented this is. So like I said earlier on, like, I find the products where they've collaborated with influencers to be far superior in quality, but they have you know, they range where they haven't collaborated, and some of those are really good. It's just that I chose to go with these because I kind of know what I want. So I'm gonna just take this the yellow powder on a sponge and just draw out to carve out that bronzer into kind of a contour. Then I'm gonna take my wet sponge and just blend that out. Right, for blush, I'm gonna go into obviously the blush shade, which is on this side, and I'm just gonna take a little bit. Like, oh my gosh, this picks up so intense. Look at that. There's the bronzer. This is the blush. I'm a little bit scared. It's not wasted. I'm literally just like gently tapping my cheek. And that is blending out really nice. Just gonna take it a little higher. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna add any more. This is so pigmented. Oh my goodness. All right, so for highlights, I'm gonna go with a setting brush, and I'm just gonna dab it at the highest point of my cheek. I'm gonna keep to kind of one area to start, because yay, pigment. Then I'm gonna go in with a wet sponge and just press it into the skin. And then again, go back in. And now I'm gonna do little circles just to blend out those edges. For the nose highlight, I'm just gonna take a smaller brush and I'm gonna just dab right in the middle of my nose. There, just use my finger to pat it in, and then literally just at the tip there. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose. Okay, I'm gonna contour my nose real quick, and I'm gonna use the same bronzer. Let me just find a brush. Okay. What I like to do when I contour my nose is I place the product kind of in this area of the eye on the side of the nose, and then I just gently take it down to kind of go towards the tip of the nose. I also want to take some highlighter and actually put it on the brow bone, just to give a nice brow bone highlight. Love that. Ooh. Pretty. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush. I'll just put that highlight on that tear duct there. So I'm just placing some eyeshadow along the lower lash line to bring everything together. Yes. And then go and blend it out a little bit. On the lips, I'm going to be going with the lip liner called Vampire, and it's just a burgundy shade, and these are really creamy. Like, these could literally just be a lipstick. That's how creamy they are. And then on top of the liner, I'm going to go in with the sheer liquid lip in the shade Sugar Coated, and I'm just going to put that in the center. So I'm just gonna go through a few of the products that I liked and the ones that I didn't like, you know, the ones that I would recommend you get from them. And the first two products I'm gonna tell you to get are the foundation and the concealer. So these two are amazing products. They are full coverage, but they are still very lightweight on the skin. I tried to put the foundation on very sheer, but as you can see, I still got pretty much a full coverage application. So very full coverage, but very lightweight as well. I really like the finish it gives off. My skin looks really, you know, like my skin. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look dry, it doesn't look like it's, you know, devoid of moisture. It looks good, it just looks very natural, but it's such, wow, like I'm really impressed with how this came out. The concealer, I've been using this for ages and I just really like it. Also very full coverage and very lightweight as well. I cannot brag enough about their eyeshadows, especially the ones that they've made collaborating with influencers. So Sophx palette, really recommend it. This Forever Flawless palette, the foils or the shimmers that are in here, the one I used, you know, for the middle of this eye look, those are really nice in this palette. I did find that the matte shades in here are a little bit underwhelming compared to the ones that are in this palette. So if you do get this, you must just kind of keep in mind that you're gonna have to work just a little bit harder to get the matte shadows on like nicely or uniform, because they do apply a little bit patchy. But I mean, as a palette as a whole, a really nice palette. But I mostly like the foil shadows and the pressed pigments in here, as well as some of the shimmery shadows that they do have in this palette. I'm not a fan of the matte shades in here. So this, yes. Then I really also liked this powder. It is very scary in that it's very yellow and it might be a little intimidating for someone who's, you know, a beginner, but it just really applies beautifully and it just brightens slightly. But I'm sure if you were to bake with it, then it would give you, you know, more yellow pigment on there. I'm just gonna go in and just brighten some more. I love that it's buildable and it doesn't look weird ashy. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is something that you can literally take around with you and just touch up. So really nice as well. I recommend that. And I definitely recommend the lip pencil, very nice. I also recommend the gloss. I haven't used, you know, any other colors, but this one with this pencil, just look at it, beautiful, very nice. So what I wasn't impressed by is the primer. I just find it tedious to use because of how it kind of comes out. It sometimes will come out in little, like, it will like shoot out, and it sometimes separates, which, you know, happens in some primers. But I just feel like, yeah, this one's a little bit underwhelming. They do have a hydrating version, so use that. I also feel like it didn't actually fill my pores, you know, the way I would like them to be filled. What am I forgetting? Oh no, okay, so I really like this palette pigmentation. Okay, pigmentation heaven. It's really just a lovely little face palette, and this is the lightest one, and the pigmentation you get from here is beautiful. I like that the products really blend well and they just look stunning. The highlight is gorgeous. This highlight is really gorgeous, and like, I don't feel like, you know, by the end of the day, sometimes you find that your blush will disappear. Like, I just feel like, oh, this would be something I would recommend you get. I got this off Beauty Bound as well. It's just a really nice palette to carry around. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please let me know if there's any other brand you'd want me to try. I'm all for these videos. I really enjoy doing them. It just gives you an overall look at what a brand has got to offer and how the products actually work with each other. And I want to say thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for, tuning into these videos and actually watching them. Thank you for commenting on the comments and on my Instagram, and you guys engaging. I really, really love that. It helps me to get to know you guys. So you guys stay safe, stay well, and I will see you very soon.